Hey traders, welcome back to Your Nifty Guy. I hope all of you are doing well. If you have been feeling that the market is confusing or unpredictable lately, today's session is going to clear a lot of that noise. We are going to break down what actually happened in the market, why it moved the way it did, and more importantly, how our plan played out in real time. I'll also walk you through the key levels that matter today and what they are telling us for tomorrow's session. So, if you are serious about trading with structure instead of emotion, make sure you watch this till the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a fellow trader who needs a clearer view of the market. Before we start today's analysis, again, the link to the Telegram channel is in the pinned comments of this particular video. So I have started a new Telegram channel where I will be sharing my views and news related to the stock market. There will never be anything sold to you via that medium. No courses, no paid tips, nothing ever. It is just one more medium so that I can via which I can connect with you guys. So make sure you click on that link and subscribe to the Telegram channel. I will try to be active there as well once we have a significant number of subscribers. Right, on that note, we'll start with today's video. So, like I had mentioned in yesterday's video, there was certain news of positive dialogues from Mr. Donald Trump, which were floating around, not specifically related to India, but also related to the overall geopolitical tensions, which have slightly seemed to have cooled off overnight. Right, and like I had mentioned in yesterday's video itself, that tomorrow most probably we are opening with a gap up. And usually that you do not see me speaking such things because I never believe in predicting what is going to happen. Neither did I take any positions home to be able to capitalize on the same. Right? That was just a keen sense of observation about observing when there is certain uncertainty going on in the market. So there have been certain instances in the past, like the Russia-Ukraine war, like the COVID-19 pandemic, which I have observed firsthand in the markets with my experience, and that is the reason why I know that what news impact can have on the opening of the market, right? And as usual, as expected, not as usual, with the positive dialogues which were there, Nifty opened with a gap up. Gold and silver also did correct a bit because of the easing up of the global geopolitical tensions which were going on. Now, markets opened with a gap up above the previous day's high, above the zone above which we were looking to plan a long entry. So we were planning a long entry out here. But then, like I say, in case of a major gap up or a major gap down, the trade in that direction is lost overnight, right? So because of this huge gap up, now the possibility, again, the market can move this much or even 100 more points in the long side even after this, but then the probability goes down, right? So the odds are against you instead of in being in favor of you. So this can be considered a good pullback itself after the opening, and an entry could have been taken above this particular high, but then I refrained from this particular trade simply because of the big gap up, right? It was a 100 plus points gap up if I'm not wrong. Yes, 150 odd points gap up, which happened in the Indian markets today. And because of which the probability of the move continuing in this particular direction goes down significantly. And that is the reason why I did not enter into any long trades out here. And I was actually looking for a trade wherein I can use this move as an exhaustion move and I can look at creating a short entry, which market gave us immediately. So market formed a very beautiful double top from this base which it created, went up, came down, went up, came crashing down. Now, today's price action will teach you a lot of things, which I will quickly be speaking about, not only related to the trading or not only related to price action, but also psychologically how uh, to control your emotions in the live trade when things are in your favor, when things are not in your favor. So I'll be coming down to that briefly. Make sure you watch today's video till the very end. It is very, very important. So yes, markets formed a good double top along with an RSI divergence. So you will not be, you need a very keen observation to see if there is a divergence, or else you can any which ways make this particular drop down here, and you can see those values out here. So when the markets made around this high, the RSI was 78.42. Out here, the RSI came down to 77.71 when the new high was created, when this green candle formed. But then again, uh, very minor divergence could have been after this pullback. Again, after coming back down here, markets could have continued the journey higher up. But then, since this double top formed and the low broke down, this is where I entered into the puts. Now, on the uh, spot chart, you can see that the entry got triggered in the 9:55 candle, but in the options chart, the entry actually got triggered in the 10 o'clock candle. And this is where I entered into puts. I exited in this candle. I exited before this candle actually closed. The candle was very close to closing, and of course, you don't expect such a bullish candle to reverse very near to closing. And I captured around 35 odd points in this particular trade. Now, the psychological or the emotional part which I was speaking about is after my entry out here, when this particular around this low, right? The points which were already in the unrealized gain was around 75, 76 odd points from my entry. I captured around 35 odd points. A lot of the points or a lot of the profits which I had already been in the trade actually got taken out in this particular candle. Had I held on to the trade, of course, it had gone much below the this particular low as well, much below, and the profits would have been much higher. But then again, this is something which I tell you guys, as an option buyer, we need to keep our guards up at all time. Like I always say, like in an option buying trade, even if there is something which goes slightly against you, get out. If you want, you can of course re-enter, but then for that particular instance, book whatever profits that you have got and get out of the trade. So out here, when this bullish candle was in the formation, when I could see those profits vanish, right? 75 points to 35 odd points, more than half of the profits gone, right? And still booking, not waiting in hope that no, I have seen a big number on the screen and I want to capture either that or else I'm going to. What if the markets would have again reversed from here? It would have simply been a liquidity sweep of the day low, and then markets are reversing from out here and they would have continued the journey higher up. You would have taken a loss in a position which was otherwise profitable. So that is the reason this candle completely out of the position. And I hope the logic is clear and I'm able to explain clearly about why the decision was taken and why I still did not hold on to the trade in hope, because hope and greed are two emotions which can wreak a havoc on your trading if you get manipulated by them. So market is all about manipulation. It is not just on the charts, but with your emotions as well. And it is extremely important that you pay very close attention to what is happening and then play a trade based on systems, right? So this is where exactly my system said get out of the trade. It can go against you, capture or take profits, whatever is there in for now. And in case if we get any other good trade, we will be taking that. And that is the reason why I got out. Nonetheless, a very good trade in itself. And of course, what from the day's high again, we have seen a good amount of fall coming in. And post my exit again, I did not enter at the break of this particular low with the same logic that I have is the market have already traveled quite a lot of distance, and the probability of it continuing in that direction further would be very less. And if you can see, of course it did, but then again it was extremely volatile without any clear market structure out here post this particular market moving back into previous days range extremely sideways. And a move which came in much later in the day was out here when this particular swing was broken. So this would have been a good, though there was a good base which was forming, but then again no breakouts were coming in on each side and the lows were continuously being broken. But then out here, the low was almost same as this particular swing low, and then this swing high got broken. But then again, it was too late in the day, and plus I did not want to take risks, keeping in mind that the price action which was out here, and of course fib levels. If you draw from the day high to day low, we were still below the 0.5%. I'll quickly show you guys as well because that is what is important, right? So out here, even when this breakout came in, you were trading below the 0.5 to 0.618 zone, and that is the reason why I did not take this particular trade as well. Uh, this even if you would have entered, it would not have been a clean or a very good momentum-based trade like we saw out here. But then, nonetheless, each day be its own. Let each day be its own. Take home what is being given to you by the markets. Be happy with that and be content. So yeah, that was it about today's price action. Tomorrow can be tricky as well. I will delete this. I will delete this. I will be deleting this, right? On the daily time frame, today's candle, we missed the reversal candlestick by just a few points, right? So this was yesterday's candle. So today's candle has a higher high, has a higher low as compared to previous candle. But in the closing, if it would have been around these levels, it would have qualified as a reversal candle. And then we just need to wait it if we are seeing any particular follow through as well. Another big ranged doji, this is, of course, in a new range spectrum of its own. But then again, another big range doji candle which has formed. And of course, with the closing, it has missed the closing above previous day's high with a few points. And it is what it is. And we are yet to get a reversal candle on the daily time frame on Nifty. So it is still and yet time to be remaining cautious itself. Yes, again, so again, if you look at the price action on the 1 hour time frame, the structure has changed on the 1 hour time frame. I will quickly just shift to this. So if you can see, we saw this particular fall. Uh, Higher low was formed here, a higher high was formed out here, another higher low has formed. So the structure on the 1 hour time frame has changed, and that is the reason why today's high becomes very, very important for us. So if we are moving back above today's high, that will be a good break of another structure, and we can see the momentum continue. But then another thing which is of observation out here is again uh, the volatility contraction that I always so speak about. So you need to train your eyes to spot these patterns, right? So again, prices are kind of consolidating, and I will keep my trading tomorrow based on this particular simple setup itself. Tomorrow, if we are moving up above this, I'm going long. If we are going back below this, I am planning a short entry. That, of course, above this particular high, we can look for a trade on the long side. And below today's low is again, there is more pain left on the downside. Uh, Markets are still very, very confused, right? So there is no again, no perfect end to the conflict which is going on. It is ongoing. Of course, Mr. Trump's comments at the summit have helped ease out some tension. Even with regards to Greenland, he said we are not going to launch an attack, but we are going to buy it out based on certain factors and conditions being fulfilled. So the idea which was floating around in the market that US might invade Greenland and take control of its territory, which can lead to geopolitical tensions around the world globally, has kind of little bit cooled off. Plus his statements with regards to Indian markets and Mr. Narendra Modi in particular being a good friend and that will strike a trade deal soon has also eased tensions. I believe he has also eased off the uh, tariffs that he had suggested to be imposed on Europe. So things have cooled off a bit, and that is the reason we can see that we did not see continued selling today, but then kind of a sideways consolidation which happened today. And that is the reason, again, I will keep you guys to be on the edge right now. Do not trade anything with your full capital, right? Take it very, very slow. Wait for the only very high probable setups only, right? Like today, this double top was a very clean setup, and this could have been very, very well traded, right? Keep in mind simple things and factors which I explain time and again on this channel while taking your trades or even while you're managing the trades in the live market. So, yeah, that's it for today, traders. The market once again showed us that structure always beats prediction. If you stayed patient and followed the plan, you know how powerful that discipline really is. Remember, consistent profits don't come from chasing moves, they come from waiting for high probability setups and managing risk the right way. If you found today's breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to Your Nifty Guy, and share this video with someone who's serious about becoming a better trader. Until tomorrow, stay disciplined, stay humble, and as always, trade the plan, not your emotions. I'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers and thanks for tuning in, guys.